Welcome to a winning edition, a victory edition of the Bark Tank, presented by Sugardale. That win felt so good, I decided to stick around, not in the home office today. We're actually in the office today at the Cross Country Mortgage Campus here in the Cleveland Browns Daily Studio. My name is Andrew Siciliano. Man, did that feel good, didn't it? Yeah, it did. You can say it. And you could also say that you didn't think it was going to happen. I mean, with 4 minutes to go, the Browns are down 10-0, yet they found a way to win. With 4 minutes to go, when the offense was doing nothing, they found a way to win. With 4 minutes to go, when you're going, we're going to go 0-4 into London. No, they found a way to win. They could go 2-2 into London now because they beat the Packers 13-10 on a day of redemption for Andre Schmidt. A 55-yard game-winning field goal is the longest walk-off field goal in the history of this franchise. And it all was set up by a blocked field goal from Shelby Harris, a man who lined up next to Shelby on that block, Maliek Collins, who's playing as well as any interior defensive lineman in the NFL. And yes, I said it, is going to join us coming up in a little bit on the Bark Tank. Let's start with the field goal here if we could. The 55-yard walk-off field goal, which means no time left on the clock. Personally, that's like a baseball phrase. I don't like it for football, but we're going to use it here for football. I know a lot of you pushed back on Twitter, on X on Sunday night, and said, what about Cade York? That's why you draft a kicker in Carolina? No, I get that. The Panthers actually got the ball back in that game. They had like 2 plays in 10 seconds, so it technically wasn't a walk-off. Yes, 58 is longer than 55, I get it. But Andre Schmidt nailed it. And consider this. The Packers had jumped offside, so even if he had missed it, which he didn't, he would have had the opportunity to kick it again. It felt so good, and it looked so good to not only see the celebrations in the stands, and Nathan and yours truly and Gibby and everyone up in the booth as well, but to see how the Browns rushed out onto the field, and they encouraged, after celebrating with Andre Schmidt, like, go to the dog pound, man. Like, go jump in the dog pound. Go celebrate. Go celebrate with the fans. That was such an amazing moment. On the 40th anniversary of the Dog Pound XL. And it's not just about the 85 team that was there and all the other Browns alumni and alumni weekend that were at Huntington Bank Field, but it's about the fans. And to give that, I don't want to say gift, but to share that moment with the fans. It had been 10 months to the day since the last victory. Was truly remarkable. I had the honor, I was going to say the pleasure, but the pleasure and the honor of on Saturday night hosting the alumni dinner and the reunion for the 85 team. They spoke about family. All of them did. It wasn't a public event. For a lot of these guys, for Tom Cousineau, for Clay Matthews, for Sam Clancy, and Ernest Biner, and Kevin Mack, and Reggie Langhorne, and Hanford Dixon, and Felix Wright, and Bob Golick. Also, the entire O-line was there. Every last one of them, all 5. That was a great O-line. It was about family, and that's what they talked about. We hadn't seen each other for years. They hadn't, they said. To have that family there and to see the Browns family stick with Andre Schmidt, as it was revealed afterwards, some people knew, but it really hadn't been a public thing that Andre had lost his mother in July, his mother Lala, who had been like his best friend, basically. That was great. Like, honestly, I got choked up a little bit. And it is something that you can build on. That is it's more than a team bonding moment. It's a turning point. Now, you got to go to Detroit, play a very, very good team, a Super Bowl contender. But that is the kind of win that can turn things around and get some momentum. And there are a lot of things to clean up. Kevin's going to say it on the podium Monday. We're taping this 10 minutes before he sits down and talks to the media, as he does every Monday afternoon after a win or a loss, and this one is a good one. But there are things to learn from and there are things to clean up. The offense has to get going. We realize that. The offense looked dead in the water, to be quite frank, before Quinshawn ripped off a couple of runs there in the fourth quarter. You set up a scoring drive. Delpit gets the pick, and then obviously you end up getting that victory. Let's hand out some flowers here, not only for Quinshawn Judkins, but we're going to start on the offensive side of the ball. Quinshawn, 94 yards and a touchdown, and obviously the touchdown is what we remember. There are little things to clean up, like a blitz pickup that didn't go well in the fourth quarter, and we saw Flacco get drilled. But I want to go to the first play of the game, first carry of the game. Quinshawn gets like 6-7 yards over the right side. Right, nice carry. Good way to start the drive. And then he got up and he started talking immediately. Very first play of the game, he's talking smack to the Packers defense, and that kind of set the tone. And it's the kind of player that the Browns need offense. Well, you need, period, right? But he brings a spark. The way he can turn a play that may not be blocked up to get big yardage into something. We've seen that already, and he's going to be a huge part of it. We'd like to also see Dylan Sampson out there a little bit more. Aiden Huntington actually had more offensive snaps than Sampson, but his day will come, and we have already seen, certainly, in both week 1 and 2, that Sampson has it and then Fannin has it. But defensively, this was a coming-out party for Mason Graham. He had as good a pass rush win rate day. I know we're talking analytics here, but he was in the backfield as well as any defensive tackle has been all season on any team, in any game. That's how good Mason Graham was week number 2. He got a half sack, so he got his first half sack of his NFL career after Jim Schwartz had kind of, I don't want to say called him out, but publicly said that he needed to see more from Mason Graham. We saw that. It had been building. He had a very good game in Baltimore week 2, especially in the run game, bringing Derrick Henry down behind the line and holding Henry and Lamar Jackson only 36 combined yards on the ground. But we saw it in a big way, and we saw it in a huge way as well from Carson Schlesinger. He got his first NFL sack. If you go back and watch the tape, end of the third quarter, don't know why Jordan Love snapped it, but he did. He then rolled out. He was chased by Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, and it was an 18-yard sprint. Go look where Schlesinger started his run. As Love moved out to the right towards the Browns sideline, he sprinted 18 yards and then ran through the Packers quarterback. He didn't tackle him. He didn't wrap him up. He didn't go helmet to helmet. He kept his helmet to the side and ran through him as if he wasn't there. Drilled him. Carson Schlesinger, 9 tackles, a TFL, and a quarterback hit. And then there's Grant Delpit, the man who is quoting The Art of War during the week, talking about opportunities multiplying when you take advantage of those opportunities. I'm getting the quote wrong, but paraphrasing, that's the general idea. Grant Delpit, 9 tackles, an interception, a TFL, a PBU. Yeah, he was great. A day after his birthday, by the way. Remember when Grant was on the Bark Tank a couple of weeks ago, actually a couple of months ago now, and I said, you're going to turn 27 in September. Are you officially old now? And he said, no, he's not yet an unk. He's still a big bro. Like, he's still a big brother. He's not yet an uncle. That was before he turned 27. I don't care how Grant views his age. He played his tail off. And he told my friend Stacey Dales from NFL Network in his interview walking off the field that this was happy birthday to me a day later. And it was a great birthday. As for the block, Shelby Harris, 7 blocked kicks now in his NFL career. Newsome almost had the scoop and score. It looked on the broadcast at first that Denzel got a hand on it. Nathan in the booth said he thought Denzel got a hand on it. I was talking to Denzel walking out last night. He also says that he got a finger on it. I don't know, but I don't care, because that was a team victory, and special teams, much maligned last week, let's face it, and week 1 as well. Special teams did the job with the block, and then Andre Schmidt with the 55-yard game winner. It's a team win. It's complimentary football. But now you got to turn the page, and you got to look to Detroit, and you got to realize one at a time that London is calling soon as well. And the Lions, as bad as they looked week 1, is as good as they looked week number 2. Browns don't win very often in Detroit. They don't go very often to Detroit either. But I am including the Bills game from a couple of years ago in COVID. Whatever. It's a new day. It's a new week. And you know what? I'm going to reach over here off camera and bring in the Alpha Dog helmet. I think these things are amazing. I think we should wear them again. Actually, we will. Against the Dolphins coming up in a couple of weeks. All right. So let's talk about the defense and the special teams. And for that, we're going to bring in one of, I think, the best, and to that point, under the radar free agent signings in the NFL this year. He is playing as well as any interior defensive lineman in the NFL. A Victory Monday edition of the Bark Tank, which means we get an in-person guest. Maliek Collins is here, having a fantastic start through 3 games in the interior of the Browns defensive line. Maliek, it's good to see you, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Good. How's Victory Monday feel compared to the last couple of weeks?
It feel good, man. We gotta go on a streak here. Get some things going.
Trying to explain to my old man last night leaving the stadium how after a win, especially a win like this, like your dinner tastes better, that beer you might have on a Sunday night
everything
tastes
felt better except your body, man. It took a lot, but we got it done.
So how does your body feel?
I feel good. I feel good.
I think the smile on your face tells the story.
No, for sure.
Okay.
I mean, you always you feel better when you're productive. So you make some plays, you'll feel a little bit better, even when you're hurting.
And you certainly were productive. Let me look down here at the stat line to get it right. Sack and a half, first sack and a half for sacks as a Brown, 5 tackles, a TFL, and a quarterback hit. Do you realize how good this defense? Do you know what the numbers say about how good this defense is? You guys have given up 172 yards on the ground in 3 games. Is this the best defense you've been on?
By far, for sure.
Anything even close?
Nah. Typically, I haven't. In the past, I haven't been like super good against the run. But this year it's a different mentality, different feel for it, and we've been successful as a team at it.
How good did it feel considering how well you guys on your side of the ball have played through these 3 games? I mean, week 1, we obviously saw what happened. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and Chase Brown and T. Higgins for the most. 7 yards in the second half. I mean, that's almost impossible to do. Last week, the dam eventually broke in the 4th quarter, but you guys shut Lamar and Derrick Henry down. This week, you do the job again. But the whole complimentary football thing actually happens, and you guys are running off that field celebrating. I mean, all that hard work had to feel good to finally pay off.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you get what you emphasize. Coach made it a point to play complimentary football at the beginning of the week. He spammed it all week. He just said complimentary football, made people give each other compliments, things like that, and it showed on Sunday in the biggest moments.
Did you get called on to give a compliment?
Nah, I didn't.
Did you want to get called on?
Nah, I stay out of that.
Who were you going to compliment if you were called on? Because I know when anyone's in class and they're like, oh, they might call on me. Like, I got to get ready just in case. Who were you going to compliment?
He would do it like this. He would be like, hey, Miles, give Jacques a compliment or something like that. So he would do it like that. But so it would be whoever he would have called on.
Okay.
So I was like,
Did you laugh when Tommy Rees said, I'm going to compliment Jim Schwartz's biceps?
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. Schwartz be feeling himself too, so yeah.
He's got that swagger, but that swagger kind of flows downhill to all of you guys, doesn't it?
That's what it's about. I mean, that's what he put on the board when I first got here. Talking about playing with swagger as a unit, and how infectious that is. How that trickles down throughout the whole team. And
for you personally, as a guy that's always been able to rush the passer from the middle of the defensive line, how rewarding is it, Maliek, to be in a system? You said yourself, like, hey, stopping the run wasn't always my thing.
Yeah.
But you're in a system where they're telling you, dude, just go whoop the guy in front of you and get upfield. Like spin move on Linderbaum last week or some of the stuff yesterday. Just go hunt.
Yeah.
How good does that feel?
It feels good. It feels good, mainly because I'm in a better spot. I mean, I'm obviously I love this defense, I love this team, and just seeing how we put things together week to week. We ain't had the most success as a team. You know what I'm saying? But it's coming.
Yeah, and we saw it certainly yesterday. You were on teams there when Shelby got his hand on it, right, on the blocked field goal.
Yep.
What'd you see?
I seen we knocked him back. Shelby got his hand up. I seen Denzel coming off the edge for it. I told you he knew to play before. I was like, man, you got to get ready to scoop that. He kind of hesitated a little bit.
I thought,
but he got it for sure.
Did Denzel get a finger on it? I spoke to Denzel afterwards in the tunnel walking out, and he thinks he got a finger on it. Do you think he got it, or was that all Shelby?
I got to give it to the D-line.
Of course.
I got to give it to the D-line, Shelby's notorious for that, though. I mean, he done had like 6 or 7 of those in his career, so.
I think he said 7. Coach said 6.
Yeah.
But Shelby was like, he had dates, he had receipts in the locker room afterwards.
Yeah.
Because that's his thing.
Yeah.
And he's come so close before that you guys were able, obviously, for Andre to hit that kick. The redemption the emotion after week one compared to yesterday, how good was it for that kid to see him hit that kick?
It was great, especially seeing the week one situation. But I mean, I don't think games just come down to that. Ultimately, you can point out a number of plays in which, things could have been better. So it's just about when it all comes together, it comes together.
A lot of people have given you credit, I think understandably, for kind of helping bring Mason Graham along. Some have even said you're a mentor. You like that word? Is that accurate?
I just try to be a good example, man. I try to hold the guys around me accountable and go out there and lead guys, try to show them how it's done. I'm not always positive with them.
Really? Like what?
I talk crazy to some of the guys sometimes.
Give me an example.
Yeah, I say some things. Try to get under people's skin. Mainly to Shelby, Aiden, sometimes Mason. You got to find a different approach how to bring different things out of different guys. But that's my thing. I like to talk crazy to them.
You say talk so it's not positive encouragement. It is positive encouragement.
Yeah, it's for sure. It's always positive.
But it's crazy positive encouragement?
It just depends.
You said talk crazy.
Yeah. If they ever mic me up, it'll probably be a lot of bleeps in there.
So why don't we work on that?
Nah, I don't think so. It's a fine, actually.
Because Mason's a quiet dude.
Nah.
Well, see, you're making a face. Because to the media, he's a quiet dude. Is he not a quiet dude in the locker room?
It just depends.
Okay.
It just depends.
Does he ever talk crazy back to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He told me I got pancake yesterday, and I was like, show me the clip. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What, did you?
No.
Okay.
According to him, I did, though. I don't think so.
How about Aiden?
Aiden. Turtle Tom.
Yeah. He had the turtle shirt on yesterday, too.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, because I looked it up, you've never taken a snap on offense.
Mm-mm.
Aiden actually had more than Dylan Sampson yesterday on offense, believe it or not.
Crazy.
Yeah. Do you want some offensive snaps?
Nah.
Why not?
That ain't my thing, man. I like to get after the quarterback. I don't think I would want the ball either. I would want to just go hit somebody. When defensive linemen score touchdowns or not even score touchdowns, when defensive linemen get an interception, you would much rather have a sack fumble.
Really?
Yeah. You feel way better about a sack fumble.
Just to be clear, you would rather have a sack fumble, which is a hell of a play, than a pick running it back the other way.
Nah, I wouldn't say running it back the other way. Just getting a pick. As far as turnover emphasis goes, you'd much rather have a sack fumble than a interception.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
But the pick six would trump all of it, right?
For sure.
Okay, good.
Scoring is just...
No, scoring is scoring. That's why I said you got to get you on offense. I mean, on that play where Joe rolled out, he had Luke Whippler shallow and Aiden deep.
Yeah, I know my route probably be way better than Whip's too.
You think so?
For sure.
Because he took it right to the pylon?
Yeah.
Yeah. What you want a fade? What do you want?
I would have he-he'd him and got open. It wouldn't have been as contested. But hey, I don't play that side of the wall. So.
I was just going to say, I'm trying to build towards that because I've spoken to Miles about this. Miles has, over the years, lobbied Kevin to put him in there on offense.
Yeah. Stick to what we know.
Yeah, exactly. And you're doing well knowing and doing what you know. A sack and a half, 5 tackles, a TFL, and 1 quarterback hit. Last thing, do you pay attention to PFF? Like Pro Football Focus and the grades?
Not as much, no.
Okay. Well, coming in before yesterday on that stat line I just read, you were graded as the number 2 interior D lineman of the NFL and the number 1 pass rush grade for a D lineman before you got your first sack.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. All right. Advanced analytics, send it to your agent.
Need that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Remember that for next time.
For sure.
Maliek Collins, appreciate you getting in here, man. Congrats on the win again. And Victory Monday, time to turn the page on to Detroit. We'll see you there.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Great having Maliek Collins here in the Bark Tank, especially after a victory. Time for What's Sizzling, presented by Sugardale. Let's look around the AFC North. The Steelers are 2-1. They get above 500 with their victory over the Patriots. New England had its chances, but they kept fumbling inside the red zone. Give the ball to Travion Henderson, just my bit of advice, and not Ramondre Stevenson. But Aaron Rodgers did enough, and the Steelers now head to Ireland to face the Vikings. That game in Dublin, week 4, and then the Vikings stay over there, and the Browns get them in London. Tottenham, week number 5. As for the Bengals, they thought they were going to be okay without Joe Burrow and with Jake Browning for 3 months, and then maybe Burrow could come back and save the season near the end of the year between Christmas and New Year's. I don't know. Jake Browning did not look good at all, and they got pummeled by Carson Wentz and the Minnesota Vikings. And the Ravens, after the Browns shut them down defensively for really a good part of 3 quarters, week 2. Ravens, though, did get that win. They are 1-1, and as we record this here on Monday afternoon, they get the team the Browns get week 3. They get the Lions on Monday Night Football to wrap up week number 2. That's going to wrap up the Bark Tank here, presented by Sugardale. Remember to like, subscribe, share, all those things if you're listening in podcast form. If you're watching on video on the Cleveland Browns app or on YouTube, we thank you for watching this Victory Monday edition. My name is Andrew Siciliano. We'll see you next week after Detroit.